In today's video, we're talking about the relationship between a narcissist and an empath and why it can become a very dangerous and toxic one. So first, let's articulate the basics about what a narcissist is and what an empath is. A narcissist is a person with an incredibly inflated view of their own importance. They are usually very charming and charismatic, but they have a very literal lack in the ability to feel empathy for other people and are usually out to get anything and everything they possibly can from anyone they can. They are incredibly self-centered, self-consumed, and self-righteous. They are consumed with their own wants, desires, and wishes and have very little, if any, concern for anyone else. Empaths, on the other hand, are the exact opposite of this. Empaths are incredibly attuned to others' emotions and sensitive to their feelings, to the feelings of other people. They also tend to prioritize the needs of others ahead of their own and give without being asked. They feel the emotions of other people in a very deep way, and they find meaning in helping others. Empaths tend to be overflowing with compassion for other people, while narcissists have an inability to feel compassion for others. They are solely focused on their own needs and genuinely do not care about the needs of others. So just in explaining what each person is like, you can see how vulnerable a relationship with a narcissist can be for an empath and how this could turn into a very toxic and dangerous relationship. So why are empaths and narcissists attracted to each other? That's the first question we need to answer and understand. First of all, I believe that given the enormous amounts of compassion the empath is prone to absorbing from the emotions and energy of others, when we meet a narcissist, the energy we sense triggers something inside of us, and that ignites our need to comfort the narcissist, which at the same time triggers the narcissist's need for narcissistic supply and alerts them to the idea that this person may very well be an incredible source of narcissistic supply. Most times, the empath will believe that they can help or even heal the narcissist, even if this belief is at a subconscious level. And if a relationship is established between these two people, usually the empath will start to shower the narcissist with love, empathy, compassion, and loyalty. Yes, loyalty also. Empaths can feel a deep connection to people in a short amount of time, and one of their super traits, meaning elevated traits they feel much more so than other people, is loyalty. Sometimes we refer to it as blind loyalty. However, rather than the narcissist viewing this as a precious gift and something to be grateful for, they see this as a weakness and start to see this as a situation they can exploit and take advantage of. Also, another reason that the narcissist and the empath will be attracted to each other is because of our attachment styles, based on our own experiences with our caregivers or parents. Empaths tend to desire validation and love from a narcissist most times because they did not have their emotional needs met by a caregiver or parent. It's very common for an empath to have a narcissistic parent who was emotionally abusive and or neglectful. So as adults, we have a subconscious desire to recreate our relationship we had with our narcissistic parent in an effort to get it right. There's something called repetition compulsion that is nearly always at play here to one degree or another, meaning we try and get the love and attention and protection from a narcissist in our adult life that we did not receive from our narcissistic parent. However, usually we're not aware of the fact that both our parent and current narcissistic partner are incapable and unwilling to give us the things we are so desperately trying to achieve. We haven't figured that out yet. So we most likely believe that both our abusive narcissistic parent is indeed normal and that our current partner is as well, which both are false. However, because we believe these things, we tend to internalize the rejection and the abuse and neglect we are being exposed to as somehow being our fault. We typically have the belief that love is conditional because that's all we have ever really known. So what ends up happening is that the narcissist has the opportunity to exploit the empath's need for love and become solely consumed with using the empath to get their own needs met and to exploit them in any way possible. Not only that, but because the narcissist has such a fragile ego and self-esteem underneath the false self, the narcissist will usually repair their fragile ego after acquiring a narcissistic injury through abusing and devaluing and humiliating the empath. And so the cycles of abuse will begin, and the narcissist will start fluctuating between love bombing cycles and devalue and abuse cycles, which will end up manifesting into a trauma bond, which is a literal addiction we develop to our abuser. And because the empath typically tends to project how they think and feel onto everyone else, especially their loved ones, we will adopt a deceptive narrative that tells us the narcissist is actually a good person deep down, but unfortunately has some bad days where they can become abusive. And the empath wants to believe that they can help heal the narcissist by loving them unconditionally, and mistakenly believe this is an actual possible and logical outcome. This can result in the empath staying with the narcissist for years and years. Usually the only hope that the empath has of getting out of this relationship is if they are discarded by the narcissist, which is such a blessing, even if the empath doesn't know it at the time, or by becoming educated to the reality that they are involved with a human being who has a severe and permanent personality and character disorder, and that they cannot be helped and will not ever change. In fact, with age, they usually get worse and worse. Narcissists live parasitic lifestyles, and the true empath is the perfect host for them to suck the life out of indefinitely if we let them. This is one of the many reasons why education about this topic is so critically important. Hopefully one day all of society will be educated and aware that these people exist in the world, and to protect themselves from ever getting involved with one of these people in the first place. Okay, that's going to do it for today's video. If you're new to this channel, I'd like to invite you to please subscribe. And if you're interested in private one-on-one narcissistic abuse recovery coaching with me, please visit my website, linked in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone.